We are so excited to be here with you. Today, we want to show you what you can do if you happen to see someone choking. As the fifth leading cause of accidental death, about 5,000 people actually choke to death in the United States every year. And the simplest first aid action proven to prevent a choking death is the Heimlich maneuver. At Heimlich Heroes, we believe anyone can save a life with this easy method. But before we show you how to do this, let's talk a little bit about choking. Go ahead and grab something to write with. Take out your tri-fold organizer or flip book. This is where you will take notes during today's training. Let's look at the questions inside. First, what is choking? Take a moment to write your definition. You might have said that choking is when something gets caught in your throat. And you are right, but let's add to that. Choking occurs when something is stuck in the throat or trachea, blocking the flow of air to the lungs and the person can no longer breathe. Let's write this in the third column of your organizer. Choking occurs when something is stuck in the throat and the person can no longer breathe. So then, why can choking be fatal? Why could it kill you? Go ahead and write your answer to this. That's right. We have to breathe in order to live. So the question is, how do you know if someone is choking? Take some time to write down a few ways someone might show that they are choking. Okay, let's talk about this one. Here are the best ways to determine if someone is choking. If you don't have one of these as part of your answer, please add it to column 3. A person may be choking if they are clutching their throat or signaling with their hands toward their throat or mouth. This is a universal sign. People in every country will do this if they are choking. They cannot speak. They are not able to cough very hard or at all. Their lips, skin, or fingernails are turning a bit blue. They lose consciousness while clutching their throat. Okay, so what parts of the body are involved when a person chokes? Write your answer to that one. Right, an object usually gets stuck in the throat or trachea right where it begins to narrow, just above the larynx or vocal cords, and the lungs are not able to get oxygen. Now, take a moment to write down some objects that a person could choke on. There are actually a lot of things that could cause someone to choke. Not chewing food completely, talking, laughing, or goofing around while eating, trying to eat a piece of food that is too big, especially round foods like hard candy, hot dogs, whole grapes, marshmallows, and carrot pieces. And if you babysit or have younger siblings, be very aware that children will put non-food items in their mouths that could cause them to choke. Things like marbles, small balls, deflated balloons, crayon pieces, coins, and batteries. Let's think about some things that we could do to help prevent adults and children from choking. Take a moment to brainstorm with the person next to you, and we will talk about it. Okay, everyone, let's come back together. Did you come up with some of these ideas? Be sure to cut up food like hot dogs and grapes into small pieces for young children. Don't eat while lying down or goofing around. Have a sign in the lunchroom that says, "Chew your food thoroughly," or "Don't talk while eating." Make sure young children are supervised when they are playing with toys or making crafts. Fantastic! So, just to review, we now know what choking is. Someone can't breathe because something is caught in his throat. We know how to recognize if someone is choking. Usually he will be clutching his throat and will not be able to cough or talk. And we know some of the things that cause us to choke and what we can do to prevent it. Don't talk or laugh while you are eating. Chew your food really well before swallowing, and make sure young people take small bites and are supervised when they are playing or doing crafts. So let's get into what you can do when you see someone who is choking. If they can't breathe, every second is critical, so you will have to act fast. After this video demonstration, you will get a chance to practice, so be sure to watch and listen closely as I tell you how. Earlier, I mentioned something called the Heimlich maneuver. This life-saving technique has saved over 100,000 people since Dr. Henry Heimlich invented this unique treatment for choking victims back in 1974. Dr. Heimlich and Heimlich Heroes agree that children over the age of 10 should be trained to perform the Heimlich maneuver so that they too can save a life and be a Heimlich hero. How many of you have ever choked on something or been near someone who was choking? Scary, isn't it? You couldn't breathe and were probably pretty desperate to get help. By practicing the Heimlich maneuver today, you will feel more confident if you ever run into this situation in real life. In order to do the Heimlich maneuver properly, you have to know how to find your diaphragm. The diaphragm is a large muscle that acts like a bellows or a pump. It helps us push the air out of our lungs. This is the spot we need to find when we are performing the Heimlich maneuver. Okay, everyone, let's stand up. Yes, you boys and girls that are watching the video, you stand up too. To find your diaphragm, first raise one hand. Tuck in your thumb and close your hand around it, making a fist. Good. Bring your arms straight out in front of you with the palm side toward the ground. Drop your elbow to your side and swing your forearm in toward the center of your body, keeping the palm side of your fist toward the ground. The knuckle of your thumb should be against your body. This is where we find the diaphragm. Now take your other hand, a flat hand, and wrap it around the outside edge of your fist. Good. Gently push in on your abdomen. You should feel some air being pushed out of your throat. Don't do it too hard or you could hurt yourself. Good job, everybody. That's great. Let's go ahead and sit back down. Now, I want you to write the following 5 steps down in the My Notes part of your organizer, because if you think someone is choking, it is very important to follow these steps. Step 1. Ask. Ask the person if they are choking. If they are coughing or can speak, they are not actually choking. However, you should stay with them until they try to clear whatever is caught in their throat. If they cannot answer you verbally, they are choking and they need immediate help. Step 2. Shout. Shout for help and tell someone to call 911. This is a medical emergency and help is needed. Step 3. Begin. Begin the Heimlich maneuver. You may have to do it several times before it works. Step 4. Stop. Stop once the object is dislodged. Step 5. Go. The victim should always go to see their doctor right away to be sure he hasn't damaged his throat.
Ask, shout, begin, stop, go. Ask, shout, begin, stop, go. Ask, shout, begin, stop, go.
That's it. Easy, right? Now it's your turn. Are you ready to practice? There are actually 3 ways to perform the Heimlich maneuver. You will practice these with a specially designed doll that we have sent to your teacher. Here is how it's done. Position yourself behind the person who is struggling and place your arms around their waist. Make a fist with one hand, putting your thumb inside the fist. Then, put the thumb side of that fist slightly above the belly button and below the rib cage. Grasp the fist with your other hand and press hard into the abdomen with a quick upward thrust, as if you were trying to lift them. This motion will force air out of the windpipe and help free the obstructing object. Repeat this motion until the object has dislodged from the throat. If you are alone and are choking and cannot breathe, position yourself behind a chair or against the edge of a table. Press your upper abdomen against the table or the back of the chair with a quick upward thrust. Repeat until the object comes free. If someone is too big for you to put your arms around, it may be more useful if you guide him in doing the self-Heimlich we just talked about. Tell him to stand behind a chair or against the edge of a table and press his upper abdomen against the table or the back of the chair with a quick upward thrust. He should keep doing this until the object comes free. If the person falls unconscious while you are performing the Heimlich maneuver, try to ease him to the floor and put him on his back. Kneel over his hips and put one of your hands on his abdomen and put your other hand on top of the first. Then use your full body weight to press into the victim's abdomen with a quick upward thrust. Once the object is dislodged, immediately get your hands and arms under his shoulder and roll him to his side. You should not be surprised if he throws up. Being on his side will keep him from choking again. Okay, gang, now it is your turn. After you practice, your leader will give you a certificate showing that you completed the training and are able to be a Heimlich hero. When you go home, be sure to share your notes with your family and ask them if they have ever saved someone using the Heimlich maneuver. Then send us your stories. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for joining us today. Now you are ready to save a life.